Hello everyone, welcome to Audible Wisdom. Protect your eyes with your ears. I hope you enjoy listening to books.
Today we are talking about The Good Luck Handbook. The original title is The Serendipity Mindset by Christian Busch. Have you ever felt that some people are born lucky, everything goes smoothly, while you are always unlucky, even the little things don't go well? We often look to koi fish, horoscopes, and lucky charms. It's as if everything that goes wrong is due to tidal shifts or an external cause. In fact, the problem isn't these metaphysics, it's that we don't have the ability to make ourselves lucky. The book, The Good Luck Handbook, tells us that good luck doesn't just come out of nowhere. It can be created through hard work and method. Christian Busch, the author of the book, believes that luck is not a mysterious thing, but something that can be cultivated and amplified and even become an important part of your life. Have you ever noticed that when you keep an open mind, accidents often lead to new opportunities? Sometimes bad luck can be good luck in disguise. This book is about changing the way we think so that we can learn to take advantage of the seemingly inconsequential, even irritating opportunities. We often say, "I should have done that." This kind of hindsight is the biggest misconception we have about luck. We always take things for granted in hindsight, but at the time we overlook the uncertainties. It's the kind of thinking that makes us miss opportunities. Developing a sense of acumen is the beginning of luck. Luck is everywhere. It's just a matter of recognizing it. Have you ever had one of those moments in an ordinary conversation where you suddenly realize that this is the answer you've been looking for? As you become more perceptive, the opportunity is right in front of you, and it's never far away. I remember one ordinary weekday morning. I was on my way to work as usual. Walking down the street near my office, I suddenly noticed a bill on the ground. At first I thought it was just a piece of trash, but out of curiosity I stopped to take a closer look and realized it was a $100 bill. I looked around to see if anyone had lost their money, but there was no one around who looked like they were looking for anything. I picked up the bill, figuring that maybe some hurried commuter had dropped it. In order to find the owner, I decided to wait where I was. A few minutes later, a very anxious-looking woman came by, looking down for something. I went up to her and asked if she had lost something. She looked at me with surprise and said she'd just withdrawn money and probably dropped it on the way. I took out the $100 bill and asked her if it was this one. She nodded excitedly, thanked me profusely, and thanked me very much, because she was going to use the money to buy medicine for her child. What I realized from this experience is that being observant not only helps us to notice subtle changes, but also allows us to make the right decisions at the right time. If I hadn't noticed the bill or the woman's anxiety, I might have missed my chance to help her. Since then, I've become more aware of my surroundings and people's behavior. I try to be as observant as possible, both at work and in life, to see opportunities and problems hidden in the details. This has not only helped me in my work, but also in my life, where I've encountered more opportunities and coincidences. In addition, your mindset determines the distance between you and good luck. The author emphasizes the power of mindset. People always talk about the law of attraction and believe that a positive mindset brings good luck. But the truth is, luck favors those who believe in themselves, who are willing to try, who are willing to take risks. When you see the possibilities in a crisis, even if it's just a little bit of hope, your luck starts to change. One time, I was preparing for an interview at a prestigious company. It was my dream company, and I prepared myself for it. However, the night before the interview, I suddenly felt very nervous that I wouldn't do well. The next morning, I decided to change my mindset and told myself to stay positive. When I walked into the interview room, I took a deep breath and greeted the interviewer with a smile. When the interview started, the interviewer asked me a few questions about my specialty, which I answered without a hitch. However, when the interviewer asked me a question I wasn't familiar with, I was at a loss for words. At that moment, I remembered my promise to keep a positive attitude. I smiled and told the interviewer that the question was a bit challenging, but I was willing to learn and explore. If you can give me some hints, I'm sure I can find the answer. The interviewer looked at me, nodded and gave me a few hints. I thought quickly and gave a reasonable answer. After the interview, I felt I had done well, but I was still a little nervous. A few days later, I received a call from the company informing me that I had passed the interview. I jumped up and down with excitement and joy. Later, when I started working for the company, the interviewer told me that he was impressed by my expertise, But more importantly, it was my positive mindset and problem-solving ability in the face of difficulties. This made me realize that a positive mindset not only helps us stand out in an interview, but also creates more luck in work and life. It's clear that successful people are not because they're lucky, but because they're good at finding breakthroughs in crises. They know that luck can be shaped by adjustments in thinking and changes in action. The common thread behind many success stories is that they are willing to accept the unexpected and even turn it into a new opportunity. You've probably heard it said before, "I was going for a goal, but I found a better opportunity halfway through." It's the surprises that help them to succeed. In the book, it says that success comes to those who are open to change. Are you willing to adjust quickly when the unexpected happens and go with the flow? Every change in your life can be a hidden opportunity if you're willing to give it a chance. One time, I was busy working on a task at the office when I got a call from an important client. He wanted to meet as soon as possible to discuss a new project. I had a full schedule that day, but I decided to keep an open mind and see if I could find a suitable time to meet with him. I quickly adjusted my schedule and scheduled a lunchtime meeting with the client. When we met, I noticed that the client seemed anxious and had a lot of issues to resolve. I kept an open mind and listened patiently to his needs and concerns. During the course of the conversation, I noticed that the client mentioned a few details that he hadn't mentioned before. These details made me realize that his real concerns were not about the project itself, but about the timeline and the budget. I acted on this and immediately adjusted my proposal to offer some flexible solutions to meet his needs. The client was very pleased with my proposal, and not only did he decide to work with us on the spot, but he also indicated that he would like to work with us on more projects in the future. This conversation made me realize the importance of keeping an open mind and acting on opportunities. By listening and observing, I not only solved the client's problem, but also won more business opportunities for my company. Since then, I've always tried to keep an open mind, pay attention to details, and act on opportunities when communicating with clients. This not only made me more comfortable in my work, but also earned me a good reputation among my clients. The author says, "The power of conversation makes life possible." When we talk to people, we're often accustomed to asking and answering questions in a routine way. However, the author emphasizes the importance of open-ended questioning. When you learn to open up your mind through conversation, you create more possibilities for unexpected opportunities. When you're talking to someone about a certain topic, instead of focusing on the answer you want to hear, you let the other person speak freely. You may be able to capture the most valuable information for you in that person's answer. This kind of conversational chance can often lead to unexpected good fortune. Last weekend, I was walking in a park in my neighborhood. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining through the leaves, and the air smelled of flowers and plants. I took my camera with me and tried to capture some of the natural beauty. As I walked along the path, I saw a grandmother sitting on a bench with an old photo album in her hand, looking a bit forlorn. I walked over to her, smiled, said hello, and asked if she needed help. She looked up with a flash of surprise in her eyes, but soon a warm smile appeared. We got to talking. She told me that her children were all working abroad and rarely had time to come back to her. Today is the anniversary of her wedding to her late husband. She'd brought a photo album to the park to reminisce about the good times they'd had together. I was touched and decided to chat with her to help ease her loneliness. We looked through the albums together. She told me many stories about her and her husband, from meeting and falling in love when they were young to the little things after they got married. Each story is full of warmth and sweetness. A smile gradually appeared on her face and a happy light shone in her eyes. After chatting for a while, I proposed to help her take a few photos to record this beautiful moment. She readily agreed. I took a few pictures of her with my camera and chose some of the most beautiful scenery in the park as the background. After taking the photos, I showed them to her. She smiled happily and said they made her feel young again. As we parted, she shook my hand and said, "Thank you. This is the happiest day I've had in a long time." I also feel very satisfied that I was able to bring her some joy and warmth through simple conversation and companionship. This experience has taught me how important it is to keep an open mind and be willing to talk and share with others. Through simple conversations, we not only get to know people's stories, but we can inadvertently change their lives and even our own. The final main point is to magnify opportunities and walk with lucky people. Have you ever heard the saying, if you are close to vermilion, you will be red. If you are close to ink, you will be black. The same goes for luck. Being with people who are full of positive energy and good at discovering opportunities will make it easier for you to have good luck. Whether it's through a community or through connecting with like-minded people, it can help you amplify your opportunities. It may seem simple, but it works. Instead of waiting for luck to fall from the sky, start now by changing your mindset, increasing your acumen, and expanding your social circle. Turn those uncertainties into real opportunities for success. From time to time, I host small gatherings at my home and invite friends and family over. I do a lot of things in advance to make everyone feel comfortable and relaxed. First, I cleaned the living room and the balcony, put in some fresh flowers, and filled the room with life. Then I prepared some snacks and drinks and made some special dishes. To create a relaxing atmosphere, I played some soft music in the background. My friends arrived one after another. As we savored the food and chatted, the atmosphere was harmonious and full of laughter. At one point, I noticed that one of my friends, Lee, seemed a little preoccupied, not quite in tune with the conversation. I went over to him and asked him if he had any worries. Lee told me that he had recently encountered some difficulties at work, and that he was not in a good mood. As I listened, I decided to create a more relaxed environment for him to open up. So I invited him to sit on the balcony where the air was fresh and the view was lovely. We sat on the balcony and talked about his work and his life. I listened to him patiently, giving him advice and encouragement from time to time. As the conversation progressed, Lee's mood gradually relaxed and the sadness on his face slowly disappeared. He told me that the conversation made him feel much better and lighter. After the party, Lee sent me a message thanking me, saying that the conversation helped him a lot and gave him back his confidence and motivation. This experience made me realize that creating a favorable environment not only makes people feel comfortable and relaxed, but also helps them solve problems and bring good luck. Since then, I've made it a point to create a favorable environment in my life. Whether at home or at work, I try to make people around me feel warm and cozy. Through these small efforts, I've found that I and the people around me have become more positive and happy. The Good Luck Handbook is not just an inspirational book. It's an action guide on how to create good luck through specific methods and mindsets. After reading this book, you will realize that good luck is not a mystery, but can be achieved step by step through your actions and thinking. Would you like to make yourself more lucky? If so, let's get started. Use these methods to embrace life's surprises. They could be the beginning of your next good fortune. Please share in the comments section if there's anything that made you feel lucky in the last 7 days.